All right. I'm a little frustrated with my wonderful computer that I just love so much. Anyway, welcome to another, okay, I'm just going to say podcast, right? My FX Buddies podcast. But this is also going to be uploaded to YouTube. So I'm going to say, fair disclaimer of, I think, 1976. Anything that I use, that I show, that I talk about is being used for uh, education or commenting. So I am covered by the fair use disclaimer. All right. So it's been 8 days. I tried. I really did try to do one sooner. I just couldn't. But the biggest thing that came out during the week, and I did a YouTube video which I'm going to put at the bottom. But if you listen to other people in Dinar land, then you heard about it. Aaliyah Locke, who is the CBI governor, the rise in the exchange rate is on my time, and the project to delete zero still exists. I was so excited to see that because we hadn't seen it in a long time. And for those of you who are new, the project to delete the three zeros is what used to be used for the lower denominations. That was the terminology for changing the rate and putting, well, we hope, we believe, changing the rate and putting the 30 notes to rest, getting the new smaller denominations out. I hadn't seen it for at least a year, and I think to save his position, he busted out. He waited and brought the very last thing because people were calling for his removal because he had 90 days to perform or he would be removed. But see, what's so difficult is Iraq has to answer to other countries, right? And so they can do as much as they can do, but if other countries want to hold them up, they'll be held up. Okay, so this video is on the bottom. It's going to be on the bottom of the blog, which is myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. And this particular, the title of this, World Bank, Iraq is witnessing a strong recovery. We like that, right? Yes. Okay, so, and today is July 31st, the last day of the month. And it's early enough where this should be uploaded and posted everywhere that it gets uploaded and posted as the July 31st posting. All right. So I also have to say there's a video on Spotify.com. Spotify.com turns this into a video. So if you want to see the video, then you would go to Spotify.com, look for myfxbuddies.com, and there's a channel there, and the video would be there. And then if you want to see everything, the YouTube video, all the articles in full, then that's where they are parked at the blog. All right. So that happened. Also, I don't think I have any articles on here, but so the price of the dollar exchange rate, whatever words you want to use, went up. I'm sure it was over 1,600 dinars per dollar, but in writing, they didn't go over 1,600, right? So it caused a stir. People were angry. People were in the streets. Again, oh, let me see. Do I have that? Here's a video, a very short video. There they are. Iraqis protest deterioration of the dinar. This, it was on July 26th. Even though this YouTube video was just uploaded, this is AP. So how about that? AP, and this went around the world. They talked about it in Idaho on their news. I don't think you can hear him, but you can hear him say, they don't say dollar, they say dollar and dinar. I've been listening long enough that I know when they're saying dinar and when they're saying dollar. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm sure they probably said we need to get the dinar rate. So if you want to see this video, which is totally in Arabic, so if you don't speak Arabic, good luck with that. But it's AP's YouTube channel, Iraqis protest deterioration of the dinar. Okay, so they're making noise, and that's good. We like them to make noise. All right, so this just today, I'm only gonna cover the weekend because I don't want to go too long, right? Because I could talk. So this is the article today, and my favorite article. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Okay, over the weekend, Miss Alina Romanowski, she came out and was like, "No, we didn't put sanctions on 14 banks. Uh, yeah, no, you didn't see that. There's no reason for people got upset and was saying you need to talk to America." Right? If you read all those articles, if you heard about those articles, um, people were upset, and that's what made they shut down 14 banks from selling the dollar, which in itself is a sanction, right? You know, potato, sanction, right? Sanctioning the dollar. That's what you did. So, people still want the dollar. So what did they do? They went to the black market and the price of the dollar shot up. So those 14 banks, they could still operate in dinar, but what's the point, right? They didn't want dinar, they wanted dollar. Okay. So over the weekend she said, no, there's no sanctions and those banks they can sell dollars if they follow the right procedures, right? So they think by her declaring that that's going to help the rate of the dollar go down, and it didn't really. It went down to 15.90. Um, Perhaps somewhere maybe it got to the 14s, and I'm going to show you an article where they said it went down 90 points, or excuse me, 60 points, which would still be what 15.30, right? It would still be in the 15s. So all right. Anyway, World Bank, Iraq is witnessing a strong recovery. And if you follow the articles, you know by the end of the week, the World Bank's going to come out and say, no, actually they've had a setback or something. They always do that. They give a good report, and then 2 days later they give a bad report. But anyway, the World Bank confirmed today, Monday, that Iraq is witnessing a strong recovery after years of turmoil. And the regional director of the Middle East Department at the World Bank, Jean-Christophe Carré, I probably messed that up, but it is a French name, said in a statement received by the Iraqi News Agency, Iraq is witnessing a strong recovery after many years of turmoil. And Carre added, it is necessary to take measures to accelerate the move towards diversification of economic activity, which we know they've been saying that forever. He continued, the importance of reforming the banking sector and promoting digital financial services in order to increase financial intermediation activities and enhance financial inclusion. And this picture actually goes with another article that's further down. But I wanted this to be the thumbnail for this post, so that's why that's there. Okay, so this goes back to Saturday. Now, this is something that's happening. I'm not really sure why, but remember, if you listen to me, you'll remember that I said, something's going on in Syria. I don't know what, but something. And then come to find out, we were amassing military buildup, or whatever you call it, to try to protect Kurdistan's interests that they have in Syrian oil, right? Then that came to light. Well, the increase of U.S. forces and the ambassador's visit to the clans are on the agenda of the Iraqi parliament. So, we have forces. They're not calling them advisors. They're not calling them the other word. There's another word they call them sometimes with C. I can't think of it. But they don't call them forces. They don't call them soldiers. Well, there you go. They're calling them U.S. forces. It's bothering them. And not only that, the people, the citizens here, the Chinook, I believe that's how you say that. The helicopters, the Army, Navy, whatever kind of. I know they're helicopters that transport service people. Because when I used to live in Long Beach, California, I used to hear them every day. And they flew so low, you could wave to the people in, and if they saw you, they could wave back. So, anyway, so the people in Iraq are seeing, they're like, hey, what's up? How come all of a sudden we're having all these helicopters flying? So, yeah, America began to feel the danger of the stability of the situation in Iraq, so it sent new forces to undermine the security situation, and this is what we do not allow as people. That is one thing that all the prime ministers, since I've been watching the articles closely, they have all said Iraq will not be used for you to fight your proxy war, but they are. There was even one article that said, and it was a citizen opinion piece. He said, America and Iran fight in Iraq, and the only people who get hurt are the Iraqis. Isn't that sad? But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen Parliament met today, Monday, but they had 7 items on their agenda. They only did 2. So I doubt they got to this. And then Alina Romanowski went to, they still have tribal people and sheiks, forgive me, I'm probably not saying that right either way. And they don't come to the city. The people go out to them. And she went out to them, and they're not happy with that. So that's going on. Kuwait came to visit, and they talked about everything under the sun: electricity, water, oil. They're having a big issue with the Quran being burned, right? And then another item you don't hear too much about, but it is a problem, that multicolored flag that some people fly, and the word, it sounds like tender, but it starts with another letter that is between F and H. I hope you can get that. I'm trying to get around, the censors. That's part of the fight also, is they don't want that ideology forced on them. So that those things are still brewing. And a matter of fact, I think they burned another Quran today. If you lost count, they burned 2 in Switzerland, 1 in Denmark, and I think, don't quote me on this, but I think they burned another one in Switzerland today. So not good. All right, but here, Iran. This is news from Iran. Importing 100,000 barrels of oil per day in exchange for sending gas to Iraq has started. So that's the headline, and then if you read the article, it says that it has started. All right. Let's see. Al-Sudani accuses America of fabricating the dollar crisis, a big conspiracy against the government. So you can read that. Sudani speaking out. So now you have, it's not just the economists or the legal people or professors. You actually have politicians, even the prime minister, saying, hey, America, you're doing this. We've done everything you've asked us, and you're still messing with our exchange rate. Ooh, now this article, it's all Maliki, but we don't know through the whole article. They don't say which Maliki, if it's Nuri Maliki or there's another one. I believe the name is Nureem, but I guess Maliki is a not common name, but it's a family name, I guess. So maybe a tribe of Malikis. I don't know. But yeah, you should read this. Very negative. Totally. I believe it's Nuri Al Maliki that said it. But I'm just showing you people complaining. Rumors manipulate the exchange rate. Media outlets are accused of raising dollar prices, so they had to tell the media. They greatly affected by rumors that are spread in the media as well as social networking sites. So someone made a decree. I'm not sure if it was the government or the CBI or someone, but they're like, you need to report the correct information. But I kind of don't like that because they are. You haven't changed the rate. It did go up. That is the real information. So do they want them to lie and only report what they want them to report? I don't know. Governments are good at that, right? But I don't know. So we'll see. Today there was not actually that many articles about the exchange rate. So they may have, well, that, when you add to that, they did put some measures in to bring the rate down, the dollar rate down, so the citizens could see that. Um, Also, let me tell you, we're at 17 minutes. Okay. Oh, good. We're here. Look at this. They made a big decision. The Iraqi Trade Bank decided to expand the scope of the external financial transfer. So far, from the articles that I've seen, it's only this trade bank, but this is probably the biggest commercial bank in Iraq. So they are like, okay, we're going to increase the amount of dollars you can send $100,000 per month. The key thing is they're going to send the dollars. So they have to go through, and there's 7 things down here. They have to go through these 7 things. They have to submit where they want the money, how much dollars, where, for what. And I guess the Federal Reserve maybe, but no, sorry. This is totally outside of the Federal Reserve. So the bank, the trade bank, is going to send the dollars to the merchants. So that way it doesn't go into the Iraqi merchants. It's not going in their hands. It's going to the people that they're buying stuff from, right? Which I still think it opens it up to corruption. Who's to say they're not going to get the dollars, send back the goods that they paid for, plus, oh, look at this jar full of dollars in the package, right? Or look at this bag full of dollars. I don't know. If it was me, you know what? I'm not going to go there, but I just described how they can get around that. But I mean, and it started today. The process of receiving small merchants wishing to buy will start tomorrow, but this article came out yesterday. So yeah, that is big, and I'm wondering if it's a trial, if it's something they're trying. So this would cut down on the merchants, the Iraqi merchants, having to go to the black market to get dollars, right? So we'll see. It takes a couple of days to see if it's going to work or not. So here we are. Now we're on Monday. The budget actually, this came out yesterday, but it was dated today. It came out their time. It doesn't matter. Whatever. The budget without instructions and criticism extends to the financial ministry, right? So nearly 50 days after approving the country's budget, most government departments are still awaiting implementation instructions issued by the Ministry of Finance. So more complaints, right? Now, but this is not it. This is an economist. So, but you know, they're complaining and rather loudly. So I like that. So they still haven't, for whatever reason, some people think the final instructions will be the new rate, and I hope those some people are right. And this was the big news today. A government meeting to support the Iraqi dinar and address manipulation and speculation. So look who was there. The Supreme Council, Public Prosecution Service, Judicial Oversight, investigative judges of a bunch of different courts, and the NSA, the head of their NSA. So that was a pretty big meeting, and I was hoping a lot of times after they announce they're going to have a meeting and what they're going to talk about, then after the meeting they'll give the details of the meeting. Well, I still don't see the details, and it's a new day over there, so maybe they're not, which, you know, who can blame them? They got to keep something secret. Okay, here's my one commercial that I do. Do you or someone you know own a business that remained open during COVID-19? Well, it says they're 80%. I'm going to change it. They think now 70% of small businesses have not taken advantage of this program. So what are you waiting for? I have a website here, and it's they will work with companies that have 3 W-2 employed persons, but 5 or more is better. It's more likely to get approved, and the paperwork and everything is smoother. So go to your erchere.com, and if you go to the blog, that is a live link you can click on, or rss.com prints out or makes available a transcript. If you can't understand what I'm saying, you can go there. All right, so that's that. It really does work. It really does. And I hope that you will take advantage. All right, so parliamentary transportation. Soon the flag of Iraq will be raised on ships operating in international trade. I don't know exactly what that means, but they seem pretty excited about it. So I'm wondering if ships that go out now don't have the Iraqi flag, or maybe they have Iraq and another flag. But it does seem to be forward movement as far as sovereignty, international sovereignty. And the last sentence says, Iraq's ascension to this protocol will pave the way for the re-raising of the Iraqi flag on ships operating in international trade and sailing on the high seas. So we need them to re-raise something else, right? Okay, we're almost done. Vice expects a reverse return in the exchange rate and talks about 3 negatives. I don't care about the 3 negatives. I was more encouraged to see this. On Monday, the dollar exchange rate against the dinar will continue to decline in the coming days. So, yeah, if you want to read the negatives, knock yourself out. But I'm not. Let's see. Oh, here is an article. I did put an article about the U.S. ambassador in Baghdad announces the success of her mediation, and how bad does that look to the citizens? She did it, right? She waved a magic wand and the sanctions were gone, and now the dollar's going down. But anyway, here are some key words. Oh, her mediation between the Iraqi Central Bank and the U.S. Treasury. No sanctions were imposed on any Iraqi banks. You're right. But it says, we will continue to work to improve compliance with anti-money laundering. And I forget what CFT stands for. I know it's something to do with financing. That T word, I'm not going to say. Regulations and digitize the Iraqi economy with our CBI partners. Okay, I think. Oh, no. You know what? I'm going to skip these. They were really happy. Oh, here. Expectations of the issuance of a package of changes affecting the general managers in the central bank. Would the CBI governor be a general manager? I don't know. So that came out yesterday. There was no announcement today of any changes being made, but we'll see tomorrow. Okay, so they announced more than 126 trillion dinars are deposited in Iraqi commercial banks, and they're very pleased with that. And I have 3 different articles about that for those of you who want to read it. This is another article about the government funds small traders at the official exchange rate. That's that new process where they're going to send the money to the merchant and not put the money in their hand. So if you want to read that. But no one's talking about this development path, but that's going to be huge. When they eventually get it going, it's going to be so much money, so much foreign investment. Yeah, I think they're waiting on the rate. I don't know, but they need to let it go so they can get started. Look, Singapore, an Iraqi Singaporean memorandum of understanding. Everyone is coming to Iraq. There's another article about Korea being there, but I didn't have time. Okay, so here's the video. So if you go to the blog, there's the video. So I wanted to show you this. This came out today. Oh, let me see. All right, there we go. A bank that opens commercial transactions in Chinese yuan to merchants. This is in Iraq. A bank that opens commercial transactions in Chinese yuan to merchants. It's an Islamic bank. So they may or may not be following the right, going through the Treasury and the Federal Reserve. I don't know, but there it is. They have opened dealings in the Chinese yuan currency to facilitate. I don't. There's stuff I'm trying to hide from you, so that's why it's so big like that. But this will be this article. It's probably going to go around in our land, but I'll put it on the blog. Yeah, I'll put it on the blog under the video for people who want to read it. And they're preparing for, he added there is a tendency to work in the euro currency as well during the coming period. So it took a couple of months because remember, they announced they were going to start doing business in other currencies. The yuan, the euro. I remember the UAE, the Emirati, whatever, dirham, the UAE, whatever their money is. So the Jordanian dinar. So there you have it. They started in China. And let's do a rate check right quick before we go. We're almost at 30 minutes. 1288. I'll make it bigger so if you're watching on your phone you can see. USD IQD 1288 for the bid, 1343, and it is 7:18 p.m. And let's see what the Google has. Ooh, that's high. I'm gonna refresh it. Oh no, they have it at 1315. All right, well, that's what the Google has it as. All right, so that's it. Thank you for listening. Um, you know, we're in a good place. My timeline is still intact. I know other people have other timelines out there, but I'm still looking at September. I think everything is all good. Oh, one more thing. There was a really big attack on the electricity. Sorry about that. On the electricity grid, and the people were in the streets peacefully, but they were immediately in the streets saying, hey, you better do something about this. They got it back on. It was determined to be sabotaged, so they deployed 3,000 security people, and they're just standing around the certain electricity grids so it won't happen again. So Sadani's doing everything he can to keep the country going, working within the parameters set on him. So it's all good. I want to thank you for listening, watching, whatever. If there's a place where you are listening or watching or whatever, watching. I'm in a hurry now because we're over 30 minutes. Um, Join, subscribe, whatever terminology they use. Since I don't upload regularly, if the technology works like it's supposed to, when I do update, you'll be notified. Okay. All right. That's it. What do I say? Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Thank you again for listening. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, day, whatever time frame fits. And until next time.